Hey guys, welcome back to Premium Picks. Today we are going to break down UFC 307, Pereira versus Rountree. I hate sounding like a broken record and apologizing for being late, but as you can see behind me, I am at Disney World. I'm in Orlando. It's been very tough to get time to do this, so we're going to knock this out really quickly. And let's go. First fight of the night, we got Tim Means versus Court McGee. Court McGee's only chance at winning is blanketing him for 3 rounds. I don't think he'll be able to do that. I think Tim Means is the better striker and grappler. So give me Tim Means. Not sure if I'll play it, but I do think he wins the fight. What about you?
Yeah, I got Tim Means here. Better striker, better technical striker. Actually uses takedowns too. Um, I don't think he'll be able to take down Court. Court's a little tough. But both guys have been chinny lately in their later ages, right? So I usually like these fights to go the distance, and I think this one will go to the distance because, well, that's my biggest lean because both these guys don't really have massive power, and the guys that are knocking them out have pretty decent power. So yeah, I'm leaning Tim. And I'm actually really leaning over 2.5.
All right. Next fight of the night, Ovin St. Preux, Ryan Spann. Two guys that can finish anyone, two guys with very suspect durability. Um, Tempting to take the dog here because there's just no confidence in either of them. It's a pass. I won't be playing it. I think somebody gets finished. So I think whoever you pick, you probably choose by finish. Won't play it. I guess I'll lean Ryan Spann, but I no confidence in either's durability. What about you?
I don't have confidence in either durability. But if you look at, I don't want to look at recency bias, but you got to look at a little bit of recency on this because if anyone, OSP has looked better lately than Ryan Spann has. So Ryan Spann being on this 3 fight losing streak hasn't looked very good. That loss against Bogdan uh, Guskov or whatever his name is, the crazy looking guy, Anthony Smith lookalike. Um, that's a bad look because Bogan's not actually that good. He's a power puncher and he's like a one lucky shot kind of guy. And, and Ranspan lets that guy hit a one lucky shot. If you look even farther back in his, career, he almost lost a fight to Sam Alvey when Sam Alvey was on a big old 7 fight losing streak. So I don't know, man. Like OSP, everyone thought he was dead in the gutter, and he looked decent against and Kennedy, and he threw up good volume. So, man, I honestly, it's dog or pass here, and yeah, it's big time dog or pass. So I'm on OSP, and I think he might be able to finish this guy because Ryan Spann has the gas tank of me.
I hear you. All right, next fight. Former title holder and contender Carla Esparza, 19-7 versus Tisha Torres, now Tisha Pennington. I think Tisha decisions her. I think she can use her wrestling to keep it standing. Carla sucks on the feet. Tisha decision. Don't like the odds, and it's always risky when you're choosing a point fighter because you know judges could screw you over. But I think Tisha Torres decision is what I think. What do you like here?
I actually like the other way. I like Carla Esparza decision, only for the fact that Tisha, for all intents and purposes, outstruck Tabitha Ricci, but got controlled, got taken down one time, gave up that third round, and lost a fight in a fight that I thought she was actually winning quite handily. So if that's the case, this is the same Tisha Torres that got taken down twice by Angela Hill, got taken down twice by Brianna Fortino, won those fights, and you know she also lost to Mackenzie Dern, and she got outstruck there too. So there's something about her striking that just pitter patter doesn't look good. I don't see Carla Esparza standing very long with her because if that is the case, that's a bad game plan and that's a bad night for Carla Esparza. What I do think is she approaches this fight sort of like the Marina Rodriguez fight, sort of like the Yang Jianan fight, and just straight to the grappling. I don't think she finishes her because she couldn't finish the sandwich. But honestly, I think she really pushes the grappling here. So, yeah, give me Carla Esparza just because Tisha Torres does get taken down.
All right, fair enough. Moving on, Alex Hernandez versus Austin Hubbard. Hernandez more physically gifted, but just so unreliable. There's no way I could choose him. So I'm going to pick Austin Hubbard. Don't know for certain if I'll be playing it or if it's a huge confident pick. But Hernandez is just way too hit and miss for me to pick. No confidence in Hernandez. I will lean Austin Hubbard. Um, Probably decision, maybe a late finish if Hernandez gasses, but I wouldn't be touching props. What do you think?
I like Hubbard here, and this is for a couple things. Hubbard shown durability. Um, he got finished by Kurt Hollabaugh, bad look, but like he was winning that fight up to that point, and he was really putting it on him. And he really showed me a good heart against Michael Figlak because I actually thought Figlak was going to beat him in the last fight, and he didn't because Austin pushed the grappling, and he's pushing the grappling a lot these days. And I think if he pushes grappling on Hernandez, he can drain that gas tank. Hernandez hasn't really looked good since that Jim Miller fight, right? And he has this propensity for like having a great first round and then just slowing down. Even slowed down. That Jim Miller fight was the only time I didn't see him slow down in a third round. So I don't know, man. Like you said, you can't trust this guy. This guy has all the physical attributes. He has all the skills in the world to be good, but he just hasn't put it together. I'm not saying Austin Hubbard has put it together, but Austin Hubbard will fight for your dollar to the last fucking second of that fight. I can't remember who it was that took him down a whole bunch of times. The Olympic wrestler Mark Madsen, I think it was. He lost that fight, but like he fought hard and he got taken down a whole shitload in the first 2 rounds, but fought hard in that third round. So, like you said, if he fights hard all 3 rounds, he has a great chance to finish. Like an Austin Hubbard third round finish, even though he pitter patters on his punches, isn't out of the question, right? So if you can get like a third round finish, maybe decision line on FanDuel or DraftKings, like, yo, I think that's money at least. You're gonna get good odds.
Yep. All right, moving on. Ihor Potieria, 21-6. Cesar Almeida, 5-1. Uh, Both are big time finishers. As much as we all hate Ihor, he can finish a fight. Problem is usually it strikes, or maybe if he can get you down, maybe he can submit you. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of grappling here. I think Cesar Almeida is going to knock out Ihor probably in the first or second round. Seems like a setup fight for him. They're giving him someone who will strike with him or not be able to take him down. Whereas last fight, obviously Kopylov resorted to grappling when Kopilov's a striker. So that says how good of a striker Almeida is. Almeida knockout. What do you think?
Almeida's a great striker. That first fight with what's his name, Dylan Butkus or whatever. I don't remember what it was. He got taken down the first round, controlled. Nothing really landed on him, and then he just took over in the second round. That fight against Kopylov, it was supposed to be striker versus striker, but Kopylov is pretty well rounded, and he showed a well rounded game. And he took Caesar down. He controlled Caesar. That's not happening here. Ihor Potieria has a 0% takedown accuracy in the UFC. So he's never really taken anyone down. And even when he wins first rounds, even when he wins, he's winning fights. He's losing. That Roberto Bellato fight, was winning that fight handily in the first round. And what happened? He just couldn't finish. And I don't think that's even going to happen here because on the feet, I think they're in two different realms of kickboxing. This is a setup fight for Caesar, and I've liked a lot of dogs on this card, but this is one where I think a finish is probably going to happen. So, yeah, Caesar Almeida, probably by KO. It'd be kind of cool if he fucking subs this guy too, though. It'd be really cool.
Next fight of the night, Marina Rodriguez, Eisman, Lucindo. Comes down to one thing, whether Lucindo can take her down repeatedly or not. That's all it comes down to. Marina's shown pretty piss poor takedown defense, and she's shown she's a great striker. I'm a big fan. I always root for her. I will be rooting for her again, but I don't have the most confidence in her takedown defense. I don't like Eisman at all, but again, it's just styles. And it seems like Marina lets me down all the time. Every time she faces a grappler, she lets me down. So I guess I'm going to lean Eisman. I'm rooting for Marina. Won't be playing the fight. What do you think?
She let me down against Andrade last fight, and it wasn't even a grappler, so that was the thing, right? She let me down against Esparza when she got out grappled, right? So she let me down a few times as well. So I love her striking. It's very powerful. She showed it against Amanda Hebos that she can knock out girls. Now, Lucindo's not lost on her feet, and I think she is a better striker than she's shown in her last 3 fights. However, she has resorted to a lot of grappling. 4 takedowns against Brogan Walker, where I think she could have owned her on her feet. 2 takedowns against Polyana Viera, finished her. And then another 2 against Carolina, and threw good volume at 83 strikes for that fight. So, yeah, she's been pushing the grappling. She'd be an idiot not to push the grappling here. Minus 175 seems kind of fair. And I think Marina has big grappling deficit in this fight. So I am leaning probably 65-35, maybe even 70-30. Eisman Lucindo. By decision, though, I think Marina it can stay safe on the ground. And Lucindo, for all of the good she does, she doesn't push a finish. And I just don't see it happening as a finish. But I do see her getting control.
All right, next fight of the night, probably one of the better fights. It's a prelim, can't believe it. We got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Joaquin Buckley. Uh, Definitely rooting for Thompson, rooting for a vintage knockout or just incredible striking display. Unfortunately, I think Buckley can outgrapple him quite easily if he chooses to do so. I mean, Thompson's getting taken down at will by Gilbert Burns. I mean, Burns is a fantastic grappler, but he's not some elite wrestler. I think Buckley's just too strong, too young, too hungry at this point. I mean, even a knockout would be live for him with maybe ground and pound or a big shot. But I think he's going to use the wrestling to win the points, win the minutes. So give me Buckley, rooting for Thompson. What do you think?
I think D1 Buckley shows up again, buddy. That's what I really think because like he took down Nurselton 4 times in that fight through a good volume 86. Took down Alex Morono twice. He took down Andre Fiallo twice. Let's remember even back before that, like he was taking down Al Hassan 5 times in that fight as well. So Stephen Thompson, man, he used to have really good takedown defense when he was younger, but as you said, from that Gilbert Burns fight on, there was 3 takedowns for Burns, 7 takedowns for Bilal, 2 takedowns for Kevin Holland. Now, fuck me, man. Honestly, 2 takedowns for Kevin Holland. Ah, I love Stephen Boy Wonder Tom, Stephen Thompson. I love him. I think his style is great. He's let me down 1 time in his entire career that I didn't. I bet him, and that was against Anthony Pettis. It was for big money. And I still bet on him after that, but I think it's over for him. I think he should get into that role like Michael Chiesa in the booth, man. I honestly do, and I think Buckley's got it. I think Buckley's got it. I think he's grappling. He's the guy up and coming, and yeah, this is a showcase fight for Buckley to take his spot in the rankings.
Yep, for sure. Moving on, main card: Roman Dolidze, Kevin Holland. Um, Dolidze submission plus 1500. Very
Ooh,
tempting.
ooh, ooh, ooh.
Probably throw $10 on it just because 10 will pay 160. So I mean, just because. I think more than likely a decision he wins with the wrestling and grappling. If he stands and cracks with them, Holland has a chance for a knockout. So maybe a sprinkle hedge with a Holland knockout. But I think Dolidze decision submission, one of those two. I'll sprinkle the submission, and I'll probably I might even parlay him to be honest. I think he's gonna win. I think Dolidze is gonna win. What do you think?
I think he's going to win too. I honestly think he will use the grappling. If you look back at a couple fights where I thought he should use the grappling against Vittori and against who's the other guy that he got outstruck by? Who was it again? Oh my god, Nasruddin Imavov. If he's going to stand with these guys, he's going to get out volumed because he throws no volume. He's very low volume. So this is going to be a control match. And if he wants to stand with Kevin Holland, Kevin Holland's going to beat him. But I also think that if he's smart, he's going to take him down. And it comes down to that. I'm with you on that. I think he takes him down. I think he wins.
All right. Next fight of the night: Kayla Harrison, Ketlin Viera. Harrison minus 1,000 favorite. I think she wins. I think she takes her down and mauls her. Viera's been finished before. I think going from a minus 1,000 favorite means you should dominate, you should finish. So plus 100 on the finish. I know there's a plus 2 something on the sub, but I could see ground and pound too. So I think I just like the plus 100 to finish. Kayla Harrison, what do you think?
Yeah, when we talked about this yesterday, that plus 1,000 to finish, I really like it. I mean, Ketlin's a tough girl. Her takedown defense is at 92%, but really, honestly, who has she been fighting that is as a wrestler, right? I guess Holly Holm in her later years as a wrestler, but every single person that she's fought is like Penny Kansas, not a wrestler. Raquel Pennington, well rounded, but not a wrestler. They didn't take her down. Misha Tate took her down, and I wouldn't even constitute Misha Tate as a wrestler. You know what I mean? Yana Santos, Sajara Eubanks, Irina Adana, Kat Zingano, McMahon was the only other girl that was a wrestler, and that was a long time ago. So this girl hasn't fought anyone like with any sort of ground game in a long time. So I feel like the takedown defense like argument is very, Kayla Harrison, she's brought here to go for the title. If she can't get by Ketla Viera, she's not gonna get the title. If she like dog walks her and doesn't do anything, I don't feel like, that's not why they brought her here. They brought her here to do what she does, right? And she's done it. That first fight was a little bit soft, but she still, showed that she's Kayla Harrison. And that last fight was, that Holly Holm sub rear naked choke. She made Holly look like cupcake, right? And Holly's tough, and whatever, man. I'm gonna ride the train for now because they brought her here to finish girls. So, yeah.
100%. Featured fight: Jose Aldo, Mario Bautista. I like Aldo at dog odds. Probably decision. He's not finishing anybody. Uh, I wouldn't go big. Wouldn't make it a parlay piece. I struggle to see if Bautista is much better than Martinez, who Aldo just handled. So I mean, only edge I give him is maybe volume. Martinez couldn't pull the trigger. Maybe Bautista will. So maybe it'll be close. But at dog odds, I'm taking Aldo decision. Again, not big, but as a dog, I like him here. What do you think?
Same thing. I have the same. I have the same thoughts. Jonathan Martinez was supposed to be faster, supposed to be quicker, and was supposed to outvolume Jose Aldo. But for some reason, Aldo has this great knack for making guys fight his fight, right? So Mario Batista, you know, he gets taken down, he gets control. He lost to Trevin Jones. That cost me. I remember that a long time ago. But he's got the volume edge, but he doesn't have the power edge, and I don't feel like he's the guy that's going to knock out Jose Aldo. Only the top of the top knockout or take out Jose Aldo. It's the Conor McGregors, the Max Holloways of the world that are taking out Jose Aldo. He's like the greatest of all gatekeepers in the world because he started fighting when he was so young that you don't even believe how old he is at this point. He's not even that old, to be honest with you. And we all think that, oh, Jose Aldo, he's been in the game. It's because he has miles on him, right? But he's smart. And remember this, he took down Jonathan Martinez one time in the last fight. I think he can do the same thing here if he really wanted to, just to, show some well-roundedness. So give me Jose Aldo.
Co-main event, women's bantamweight championship: Raquel Pennington, Juliana Peña. Um, two girls that I really can't stand either of them. I think Peña is super cringe. Pennington, super boring, but very, very effective. I think that Peña will not be able to get the grappling going, will not be able to have long stretches on the ground, will not be able to submit her. I think Pennington is just going to beat the piss out of her. Not a big finisher, so probably not a finish, but just dominates. I think she's going to really put it on her and make it pretty clear cut. 5 rounds to nothing, something like that. Give me Raquel Pennington. I think her odds are actually pretty good. I thought she'd be a wider favorite. So I will be playing Raquel Pennington. Don't love her by any means, but I do like her in this matchup. What do you think?
I have to say about Peña is that she's been 2 years off, but all the finishing equity is probably on the Peña side. Peña by submission is in play, but like the longer this fight goes, it's Pennington's fight. You got to remember that she got taken down by Mara Borna Silva 3 times, still out volumed her 134-70. So, and she got taken down by Aspen Ladd twice, still out volumed her over 100 strikes. So the volume is clearly on Pennington's side here, and she's clearly the better striker on the feet. And she's also shown that, you can take her down, but she'll get up and she'll still win the fight decisively. So Raquel Pennington by decision. I know you didn't like the plus 110 to the minus 170, but like, I'll take plus odds all day on this shit, man. Like, I don't. Peña's got hit with the kitchen sink against Nunez, 6 takedowns, beat the shit out of. and still couldn't get finished. So there's like a 0% chance that Pennington's gonna fucking finish her.
Maybe the altitude. I don't know.
Ah, man, maybe, but like she's tough.
Yeah, for sure. Main event: Alex Pereira, Khalil Rountree. Pereira has been my money man. I've won money on every single Pereira fight. Why would I stop now? And the funny thing is I always pick the same bet. I mean, maybe once or twice I've added in the Pereira knockout, but I just always choose the under. An Alex Pereira fight is going to end in a finish. The only time it didn't was like I don't know, early in his career or whatever, man. I mean, or the Jan fight, but all the championship fights, the 5 rounders, they're getting finished. And a striker versus a striker, this is getting finished. I'm going from a minus what I don't know what he's sitting at right now, minus 450 or something along those lines,
Yeah, something like that.
to a minus 250 on the under 2.5, and it covers both sides. If he loses, he's getting chinned probably early, and if he wins, I think he knocks him. I mean, I think this fight could go first round, second max, but under 2.5, minus 250. That'll be on every single one of my parlays. Um, like I said, won every single time. This guy's been the money train for me. Not going to get off it now. Give me Pereira by knockout, but the bet is under 2.5. What do you got?
The other 2.5 seems plausible because Khalil's been knocking guys out crazy too, as well. So now here's my take on it. Like Pereira's the better fighter. I feel like Pereira, you can't bet against him at this point in his career. He's on the crazy win streak. He's the champion. He's way more technical, but he holds his hands down. He can get hit. Izzy knocked him out, and Khalil Rountree hits harder than his Israel Adesanya. And so, like, to say that this is a cakewalk, I don't think it's a cakewalk, right? So Pereira at those odds, even at the with adding the minus under 2.5, you get down on minus 150. I think that's good, but you're putting a lot of constraints on that because he could knock him out late, and you would hate for Pereira to knock him out in the third or fourth round, and you have the minus under the thing, right? So I also don't think Khalil Roundtree at +5 or 600, wherever your book is at knockout, is a bad play either, right? So I like your under 2.5. I like the fight not to go. I like under 3.5. I like all that stuff. I like Pereira. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think his money line's in play here. I don't
Yeah.
think it is for the type of dynamic of this fight, right? Because this fight is a fucking slugfest, a technical slugfest, mind you. And our buddy Khalil's known to death gas at some points. And if, you know, Alex doesn't look that bad in round threes of the fights that we've seen round threes. So, like, he will be the fresher fighter the longer this goes. So, I'm going to pick Alex Pereira, but I'm not saying that Khalil Rountree's not live. And I'm not saying that I might not sprinkle a fucking +600 on his knockout just because I know I'll have something with Alex at the end and just to hedge
Yeah.
out.
I think Khalil's very live, but like if you see the face-offs, the size difference is huge,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Khalil has been finished in a lot of first rounds too. So that's why I just think it's going to be quick either way. I give him a chance, and I get the KO on the Roundtree side as a hedge. All of that, I get all of that. I don't think it's going long. I don't know. I'm confident in the under 2.5, but I've been
Yeah,
wrong
yeah, yeah. No,
before.
I'm pretty confident in that too. But this is, I'll be honest with you, this main event's not a big part of this night because I just don't feel too strongly. I don't like the odds on a lot of things. Like the money line. So Alex has been money for us because he's been like minus 150 or less in all his fights over the last year or so, right? So against all those guys, he's been minus 150. Jamal Haley was minus 150, or he's a slight favorite against Izzy or whatever, right? So to have him at these odds, I don't know how confident I am because his style is very, you know, he can be hit.
I agree, 100%,
Yeah.
100%. All right, guys, there you have it. Let us know your favorite pick, your favorite prop, and the underdogs. I think it's a pretty good card. I'm pumped up for Saturday, and let's smash some bets, smash some money, and we'll see you for the next one. Have a good one.